Okay, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. I was listening to the boxing news yesterday, watching a few of the channels, a couple of podcasts and that, and I stumbled across a video and I saw Turki Al-Sheikh and Dana White to create a new boxing league. I'm like, whoa. Pump the brakes. Pump those brakes. Turki Al-Sheikh has done a wonderful thing in boxing in the last 2 years. All right? He's brought us some great fights, great matchups. He's given us a great outlook in boxing. Everyone believes the future of boxing is great right now. The fans are excited. I've never seen boxing in this position before. Never. Right? I've seen some great times in boxing, but these could be one of the greatest times right now. What Turki Al-Sheikh is going to bring Dana White in to create a league. This could be a real bad move. Real bad move. And I would advise to keep Dana White out of boxing. Listen, Dana White's been trying to get into the boxing for the best part of maybe 15 years. He's been trying to get into boxing. Remember, he tried to start Zuffa Boxing. He kept on telling everybody, don't worry, watch when it comes, watch when boxing comes, watch when boxing comes. He's had a long-standing, he used to have back and forth with Bob Arum, right? Him and Bob Arum don't get on at all, right? There are various other boxing pros who Dana doesn't really get on with, and he says, right, I'm going to come into boxing to piss you guys off. Right? Boxing is in a great place right now. We've got Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn working together, two of the top British promoters, right? Top Rank are working with Turki Al-Sheikh, so is Golden Boy. Even Al Heyman and the Heymanites and the PBC boys on PBC Island, even they're slowly starting to come over. Please do not bring Dana White into boxing, okay? The man is a tight-fisted skinflint who pays his fighters peanuts. Not only that, he is an arrogant, condescending pig. Yeah. He's an arrogant, condescending pig who doesn't respect fighters. Go and listen to what the UFC... Go listen to the vast majority of UFC fighters who've got an opinion on Dana White. It's not good. It's not good. I'm going to put a poll out after this video to see what you guys are thinking. And if any of you guys don't know who Dana White is, please don't sing from this guy's hymn book because he is an absolute scumbag. Okay? We do not need this man in boxing at all. At all. He doesn't bring anything to the table. Everyone's, the UFC model. Boxing will never be like the UFC because there are so many promoters. Turki Al-Sheikh's trying to make it like the UFC. Fair dues to him. He's never going to get it bang on the UFC model because the UFC hold the contracts for all the fighters. In boxing, we have several different promoters who own contracts for all the different fighters. It ain't going to work exactly the same. Not only that, the whole reason why the UFC rose to stardom, right, and are where they are today is because the best fight the best. And it's something that I used to say a lot when I used to try and critique boxing and say, boxing, come on, man, you need to fix up, man. Boxing's a sport that I love and I grew up watching. I love combat sports, but I don't like the way boxing is at the moment. Boxing needs to step up its game. Look at the UFC, the best are fighting the best. In all the best eras of boxing, the best always fought the best. In this era, nobody wanted to fight each other. I blame Floyd Mayweather as partly some of the reason why this was happening, but not fully, partly some of it, okay? Dana White has always got the best fighters to fight the best in the UFC. But I'll tell you something, of the past 5 years, Dana White has been slipping, right? Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov was the biggest fight ever for all the UFC fans. If you ask any UFC fan, what was the fight that you really wanted to see that never got made in the UFC? I guarantee you the majority would be Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. The fight never happened because Dana White fucked it up. Okay? Go and look into that one, right? Randy Couture, right? A legend of the sport, right? Some of you guys, new school guys, will not know who Randy Couture is. Do you know why? Because Dana White and the UFC buried him, right? When he fought out against the UFC because they were paying peanuts, right? Peanuts on the dollar, and they weren't giving him a contract that he wanted. And eventually he left the UFC because they were just messing him around. It's a long story going on there, right? Again, Dana White, center of controversy. Mark Hunt, Dana White sent Brock Lesnar juiced to the gills inside the cage to go and beat the shit out of Mark Hunt, knowing he was juiced up, yeah, right? And Mark Hunt has now been trying to sue the UFC for the past flipping 5 years, okay? These are just a few things that I've got to mention. There's plenty more. Right now, right, they have 2 heavyweight champions. The UFC has 2 heavyweight champions. Would you believe that? I always fought the best over there, yeah? When a fighter has an interim belt, he is supposed to immediately fight the champion. That hasn't been, for the past 5 years, we've had lots of stories and lots of, different types of narratives going on in the UFC where a fighter has gained the interim belt and wants to fight the real champion, right? And for some reason, that fighter can't get the fight. We've had fighters defending interim belts. That's unheard of in the UFC. Unheard of. Fighters fighting for defending interim belts, right? John Jones and Tom Aspinall are the heavyweight champions. Some people see John as a champion, and the majority of the UFC fans see Tom Aspinall as the champion. Okay? Right? So, who is the heavyweight champion in the UFC? I'll tell you what, Dana White cannot get these two to fight. Dana White cannot get John Jones to fight Tom Aspinall. Right? He cannot get him to fight Tom Aspinall. And this was supposed to be the staple of the UFC, best fight the best. 2 heavyweight champions now. The UFC are now having the same problems as boxing once had. We don't have this problem anymore because everyone's fighting each other. The UFC now has the problem of champions not wanting to fight each other. That's Dana White's problem now. He hasn't proven that he could sort that problem out. Why do we need this man in boxing? We don't need Dana White in boxing. Please. Alright? For some of you who don't know, please do not sing from his hymn book, cheerlead and simp for Dana White. Because the man's a scumbag. We don't need him in boxing. Alright? I'm going to have a bit more to say about this. This is a quick video, but do us a favour, smash the like button, hit the bell for notifications. Leave your comments because I'm interested to hear what you're going to say. And I'll be back with another one.